I don't know how to explain it. So that's what you're going to be eating. How painful are braces? So win-win situation. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a Kenyan born girl living in Paris for the past 5 years now. And today's video is going to be a video on adult braces and getting braces as an adult in France. And I thought I'd make this video because when I was thinking about getting braces, I had to do like a lot of research to see what it looked like for adults to get braces, because obviously it's not the simplest thing to do. I wrote down everything that I could think about when it comes to the braces experience, everything from what it feels like, what you should and should not do, because I think this is really helpful for anyone thinking about getting braces. So let's get right into this video. But before we actually start, I wanted to mention that some of the things like cost and everything like that, I think that heavily depends on where you live. For example, in France, it could be more costly than for people who live, for example, in Turkey and places like that where dental health is much more accessible. I have had some friends who live in Kenya have their braces done there as well. So I know that now it's much more accessible than it was, say, 5 years ago. And yeah, so just on the basis of cost, I would be able to cover everyone's needs. But if you're living in Paris or if you're living in France and want to know the specific amount that it came to for me, I can help you with that information because it's relevant to you who lives in Paris. So if that's the case for you, do not hesitate to message me or leave a comment below so we can sidebar about it. Why I got braces. I got braces because I had a massive, well, not massive, but I had a significant overbite or overjet, which means that my upper teeth were significantly a few millimeters ahead of my lower teeth, and so the gap between them was quite significant, if that makes sense. And the other reason was that I had a lot of gaps between my teeth going way back, from way back to right to my incisors. And if you check out my videos before, I mean, I can show you before and after pictures, like before and after, where I had a gap between my teeth. My goal was to keep the gap because I actually like it, and I think that it's a distinguishing feature, especially for East African girls. The way that my treatment was done, I'm not sure I'm going to get to keep my gap as wide as it was before. I can just show you what it looks like now. I can show you now because I'm almost at the final stages. Actually at the final stage of my braces experience. So as you can see, I do not have any gap between my teeth, but I'm hoping that I will have like at least a tiny gap. I don't know, because my mom has it, my grandma had it, so I'd like to keep it going because it's a genetic thing. When did I get my braces done? I got my braces done about 7 months ago. This is the end of July. I got them done at the end of January. I definitely waited for the Christmas period to be over. Sorry, because of the braces, I cannot speak as fast and as eloquently as I used to, but anyway. So I waited for the Christmas period to be done, for the festivities to be done, for everything to settle down before putting my head down and getting my appointments done. But the process is not as quick as snapping your fingers. like a month or so before I started looking, well, actually 2 months before the actual installation of the braces, I started looking for orthodontists in Paris who would be able to see me on a regular basis. That's why it had to be somewhere close to where I live, because you have to go for appointments every month, maybe even closer if you need to. But so I started doing a lot of research on orthodontists close to my house who offer these services. I also looked into getting Invisalign, which is a question that I get from a lot of people. Why did I get traditional braces instead of like Invisalign, and which are the clear braces? I'll insert a picture here. They're the clear braces that you just like snap onto your teeth and take them off when you're eating. When I went to do my Invisalign consultation, my treatment process was going over 2 years, which to me was too long. I'm quite impatient, so I needed something efficient but fast. And so I did my Invisalign and consultation, and in the same dentist office and in the same orthodontist office, I did my consultation for traditional braces being the metal braces. And the other option that I had, the third option, was to get the same traditional braces, but with a ceramic fitting. And the difference is that the ceramic blends in more with your teeth, and so it's nearly invisible. But for me, I did not care because there was an added cost to that as well. So I did not care to add that onto my fee. So I opted for the traditional braces, which I'm really happy about because I'm going to take them off really soon, under 1 year. And if I had gotten Invisalign, I would have kept the Invisalign braces on for 2 years or 2 years plus. The Invisalign braces also came with like additional costs. Like every time if I got them and I needed to go to the dentist, I would have to pay that out of pocket. But with the traditional braces, what I pay in total covers the monthly visits that I go to, which have been 7 monthly visits so far. And yeah, it basically has ended up saving me a lot more money than I had even planned. So I think the question that everybody asks is also how painful are braces. And I just want to say I will not even lie. They can be they're so painful. Well, I don't know how to explain it. So when you first get your braces put on, it doesn't feel like anything. It just feels like there's a foreign thing in your mouth, and your tongue is trying to figure out what this thing is, trying to push it out, trying to pick it out. You wanna like just take it off the whole time. What I remember feeling on that very day that I got them done is that I felt so itchy, like my upper gum, because I started with the upper one first, my gum felt extremely itchy, like, and no one had told me that, like no one had mentioned that. I don't know if it's just me, and I felt like literally putting my fingers in there and just like scratching away at my mouth, but obviously I didn't do that. The other thing that happened almost instantly is my mouth and my lips felt extremely dry, especially my lips. My lips felt dry all the time, and I had to keep reapplying lip balm, had to keep drinking water. I just felt so dry mouthed, and that's because my tongue was just moving all sorts of ways during those first few hours. And I remember actually stopping at a shop to buy some candy, even though I wasn't supposed to like eat sugary candy. I couldn't find any non-sweetened candy, so I just bought candy to put in my mouth. and just to keep my tongue occupied and to kind of calm me down because it felt so uncomfortable. It wasn't painful, but it was really, really uncomfortable. Now, the next 3 or 4 days, that's when all hell broke loose because I felt like I was dying. And I know that's an exaggeration, but that's what I felt like. I think I can say that those first 3 days after the first brace was put in were the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. I'm pausing to think about the time I had my tonsils taken out, and it's almost the same pain. And this was surgery, and this was just a brace. To it was extremely painful, and I remember being at work and stopping at my desk to go to the bathroom to just sit there and cry because I was just in so much pain. And so I ended up taking lots of painkillers, even though I didn't want to go down that route. I ended up taking lots of painkillers, lots of water, just to wish it to go away. And funny enough, almost instantly on the fourth day, the pain went away, and it hasn't been that bad since. So do not worry if you're thinking about getting braces, just do it. You'll just suffer for like 3 to 4 days and you'll be fine. It's kind of like signing up to a weight loss journey without knowing you're signing on to it. It's like going on a diet without even wanting to, because eating will become so uncomfortable and painful that you won't even want to eat altogether, like obviously in the first 2 weeks or something I survived on soup, soft biscuits that I will dip into my tea and eat that. Basically think baby food, that's what you're going to be eating. Like food fit for a baby will be fit for you. It will be like a feast to you. My friend who had braces before me, I called her and I asked her, what am I supposed to eat? And she told me just rice and minced meat. And yeah, so I ended up having lots of rice dishes, lots of mashed potatoes, lots of soup, because yeah, eating is a challenge. The other thing that changed for me when I got braces is that I didn't really feel like going to restaurants, going out to eat. Not because I didn't feel confident with my smile. I don't really care about the braces themselves, but it's about the process of eating. Thinking about if like something's gonna be stuck in my teeth, am I going to know? Most times actually, I can feel when something's stuck between the braces. But other times, let's say 40% of the time, I can't tell when there's like a piece of salad stuck on the front brace, and I have to go like to a mirror or check my phone to see if that's fine. So what was I talking about? Going out to restaurants. So that changed for me because when I go out to eat, I have to think about carrying sometimes a tiny toothbrush, going to the bathroom right after to wash out my mouth, thinking about if they have food that will be adapted for me. They have to have a fork and a knife. I can't even enjoy all the whole selection of the menu because I have to pick out certain foods. So at some point, going out to eat became quite frustrating to me. And I can say that I have saved quite a lot of money by preparing my food at home and eating at home. The money you save on restaurants is going to go to paying for the actual braces. So win-win situation. On the flip side, there are some things that I absolutely had to avoid, even though I love them so much. For example, all kinds of like cashew nuts, peanuts. Those were my go-to snack pre-braces, but now I can't even remember what cashew nuts like taste like. Like I really miss eating crunchy foods, potato chips, crunchy vegetables, eating meat with your hands and pulling at it like the way we eat nyama choma. I miss that so much, and I won't be able, and I'm still not able to do that. And if you're thinking about braces, you won't be able to eat certain kinds of foods, so it's best to look that up to see if it's worth it or not. In my opinion, it's worth it because you won't have to do that forever. But yeah, it's just something to think about. The last point I'll talk about for this video, I think, is how important dental hygiene will be when you get braces. So if you're a person who doesn't really care about brushing their teeth at least once a day, maybe these kind of braces are not the thing for you, because if you slack on your dental hygiene, your teeth behind the braces will rot way faster, and it will give you really bad problems at the end of the braces. And even my orthodontist mentioned this, and she told me, she actually made me sign a contract where she said if you don't keep up with your dental hygiene, then she'll have to take the braces off prematurely, which will be unfortunate because you'd have wasted so much money, so much energy. So dental hygiene has to be like at the front of your mind when you're thinking about getting braces, because even when it's painful, even when it's uncomfortable, you have to brush your teeth at least 2 times a day. For me, when I'm working from home, I brush my teeth after every meal. But when I am working like outside of the house, when I'm going to school, I brush my teeth in the mornings or in the evenings, basically as much as I can. Sometimes if I'm going out for an event or whatever and I know I can access a bathroom, I will take one of these brushes. These are individual like toothpicks with a brush thing at the edge, and these ones slide in between the braces, and you can clean between the teeth one tooth at a time. They're really handy to get. They come in like a huge packet like this, and you can get them in supermarkets, in the pharmacy. I've seen these everywhere. Basically, where there are toothbrushes, these things will be there. It's just that I never noticed them before because obviously I didn't need them before. If you can't get to a bathroom and if you forgot your toothbrush, what I do is I always rinse my mouth out very thoroughly with hot warm water. If I can get warm salty water, even better, just to give it like an extra antibacterial rinse. I do that especially before bed as well. If you can't get to brush your teeth, then you can rinse out your mouth. And the other important thing is to never miss your dentist visits. Like I said, my visits are every month, once a month that is, and they only last for about 10 minutes tops. The only long visit I had was when she was putting in the bottom and the top braces for the very, very first time. Like when she was gluing on the support and putting in the bar. That lasted maybe, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes. But my monthly visits now last only about 10 to 15 minutes. Where you're supposed to go every 4 weeks, but you miss 1 week and go on the 5th week, it means you're extending your time at the end. So maybe you were supposed to take 2 years to finish your whole treatment. If you keep extending your appointments, it might take you, I don't know, 2.5 years or 2 years and 3 months if you keep pushing your appointments. So what I've done is to find a day of the week where I know I will be in Paris. I will do everything in my power to be there, to be present. There was one day where we had protests as usual in Paris, and I remember walking for about 30 minutes, then taking a bus, then walking again just to get to my dentist's office, because I was like, there's no way I'm missing this appointment. I take these appointments so seriously, because when you look at the money you're investing into like your smile and your health, because some people do get braces for health reasons, then you might as well do it well. So like I said, if you live in Paris, I can give you the specific information about insurance and costs and what and actual figures that maybe could help you prepare for your own braces journey. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments below so I can make a different video to address them and to help you guys. I've really enjoyed restructuring my smile, and I hope anyone else who feels inspired and who's been thinking about getting braces takes this from me and just do it, and I promise you it will be worth it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao. And my experience getting braces as an adult. La 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 la.